Central San Joaquin Valley. So if you think about this place, all of the small towns, rural towns kind of grew up around this place. This was the center of activity. It's where you could get your doctor and stockbroker and banking and government and all of that done. So when you look at a regional sized city like this, you start seeing the cities popping up around it. So they're either an hour ride or 2 hours ride or a day's ride away, and you see these concentric circles developing. So I would say this project isn't for Fresno, it is really for the central San Joaquin Valley. If you think about our region is really functioning without a vital urban experience or vital urban center. So it's not just, the question I get all the time is, how are you going to get people from North Fresno here? And I would say that's a very Fresno-centric way to view it, because we have wonderful people in Sanger and Reedley and Fowler and Selma and Kingsburg and Hanford, Lemoore and Kerman, and even coming from Madera. I saw a woman down here last night from Madera, and she said it's much faster to get to downtown from Madera than it is to try to get over to Clovis or even Woodward Park. Right? So the freeway system that is finally developed really recenters our Central Valley around our downtown. And I had a businessman in one of our talks say, if you want to have a Fresno-centric business be in North Fresno, if you want to serve the whole region, downtown is the place to be located, because your customers can come in from all sides, and if you service all the outlying communities, you can get to all of them quickly and easily. So it's going to change our point of reference as we develop the central core of our main downtown area. So what else do we have? So this is Mariposa Plaza, named after the county Mariposa, which was, I'm assuming, named after the butterfly Mariposa. So Mariposa Plaza used to be the site of Grand Central Hotel. I'm looking for our Historical Society friend. So Fulton G. Berry owned the Grand Central Hotel, which is on this site. He's the one that the street was named after. He was a character not only in Fresno but in San Francisco. And on the night of the grand opening at 6:40 p.m. we are going to have a doodah parade going from here to Tioga Sequoia, and that's how he planned his own funeral, to go from here to the cemetery with a beer wagon and brass bands playing, and that's the kind of guy he was. He was very larger than life. He actually died by slipping on a banana peel in San Francisco. So we're encouraging banana costumes. If anyone wants to pull out their old banana costume, perfect use for it. So this is where they will have a main stage on the 21st, which will be back here, facing out into the center. We'll have our grand opening ceremonies at 3 o'clock. We'll have a beer and wine garden over here. We'll have two other beer gardens, one at Kern Street where we saw the Dancing Water sculpture, and one up at Merced Street, which will be done by Arte Americas. We'll have local bands at each site throughout the evening, so it'll be a lot of music and a lot of fun. At 4 o'clock, everything kind of kicks off for the party after the official ceremony is done. The pop-up businesses will run from 4 to 10. The music will run from 4 to 10. The beer gardens will run from 4 to 10. All the pop-up businesses, everything will be going that night. So we'll have a good, fun evening. So at 4 o'clock, we will start with the 1964 and older cars. That will start over at the parking lot by Grizzly Stadium on 8th Street. They'll come down Inyo in front of Tioga Sequoia, and then they will make their way down Fulton and continue to loop around. Why did we do 1964 and older cars? When we opened up. Yeah, right. So once the Fulton construction started, the car cruise that used to happen down here on Saturday nights ended, And so we want to again pay respect to those older days when the Fresno Bee reported when the Fulton Mall construction started that 8,000 young people have nowhere to go this Saturday night. Think about that. 8,000 young people were down here on Saturday nights, and we came up with a revitalization solution that displaced them. Right now we're doing things to bring them back. So we want those old cars, we want those people that remember dragging the mane. So if you know of anyone that has an old car that would like to drive on that first night, we have 250 slots and about 100 of them are gone. So we expect it to fill up pretty quickly. So any old hot rods or classics or junkers, we don't care, get them to cruise down. And then after the old cars get started, we'll do newer cars, muscle cars, exotics, all of that. And for 2 hours, we'll have that cruise happening out here. So there'll be a lot of good Instagram opportunities during that. We'll get the cars parked. That's when we'll do the doodah parade as the cars are parking. And then after we get them parked, we will lift the barricades and everybody will be able to drive Fulton Street that first night. And it will, from that point on, will be just a normal street. We'll have the two-way traffic going. And you can be a part of that first night as well. So bring your family, pack the station wagon, and come out and have fun on your Fulton Street. Another thing, so this Mariposa Plaza is applying for part of the money from the $70 million in cap and trade funds dedicated to Fresno. Mariposa Plaza is applying for, they're called Transformative Climate Community is the name of the $70 million program. Some of that money to rebuild this. The stage that's over there now is too low and facing toward the short side of the plaza. So ultimately we want the stage toward the back, facing toward the larger area. We'll put trees out on this side to supply some shade. But also to kind of open it up more so that this can become the seat for future festivals. When you think about a downtown, you ultimately want it to reflect your community. And one way that you can do that is by celebrating the different aspects of your community through events. So we can celebrate our ethnic diversity with events. We can celebrate the musical diversity through different kinds of music festivals. We can celebrate our agricultural diversity through peach festivals and fig festivals and maybe raisins, maybe? Should we do raisins? Yeah, we probably do raisins. And just everything else you can think of, from an outdoor recreation show to antiques shows to motorcycle nights and all kinds of different things. So as this becomes the center of activity, it brings more foot traffic downtown. And more people get exposed to our downtown, and then hopefully they keep coming back and supporting the businesses that are here. That's the ultimate goal. Susan.
Those of us who are not beer and wine drinkers, every cafe I've been to has iced tea and soda.
Yes, there are other beverages besides beer and wine. And margaritas. Those are the only three that I've mentioned so far, but I've neglected the others. Yes, there are other. Coffee, we like coffee in the morning after we've had beer and wine and margaritas. Yes, all good. This is another project that's going through the city right now. Payless Shoe Source went out of business. We have one restaurant from Hanford that is going to move into the corner spot here. Yang Cafe down the way decided to close their doors, but we already have another business moving in there called Just the Tip. And then next, it is a good sandwich place. And then this Payless will actually become 2 stores, not just the one that was Payless. And they're talking to a sushi restaurant now. So going for that outdoor dining. And again, look at how much outdoor seating room they'll have to both augment their business, but also to add more vitality to our sidewalks. This Helm building lost its power due to an attempted arson a year ago, August, and that power has just gone back online. We won't have businesses in, but we will have pop-up businesses the night of the opening. And Little Bean, which was on the corner, will be reopening in there as well. So this will feel a lot more vibrant, and of course we want to have as many places open as possible to accommodate your eating and drinking and dining pleasure. Dan?
What happened to housing units on top here on the Food Bank building? Sandra King did, are they still there?
Yes, so there are 3 floors of lofts in the Pacific Southwest building now. The second floor is a hair salon, really nice hair salon. It's a beautiful space. If you, George Garcia runs it. He colors in New York 10 days out of the month, and he operates his salon here the other days. So if you want to go to a New York stylist without going to New York, you've got a great space up here. The third floor is a really beautiful space called Workspace. It's a co-work environment, so for $100 a month, you can have a membership there, and if you don't like to work out of your home, you can go work up in a really beautiful space. On the night of the party on the third floor in Workspace, there's going to be a separate ticketed event put on by local caterers, Eat Figs Not Pigs. They are going to be doing 150 tickets, which their events sell out pretty quickly. And you'll be able to go up there and watch the crowd from above. You'll even be able to watch the sunset from up there. And the other feature I really like is you'll be able to get up there and use a real bathroom if you buy a ticket. So there are a lot. It might be worth the $50 just for that. We will have porta potties behind here if you don't get one of those tickets.
Are tickets for sale now?
I don't know if they've gone on sale yet, but yeah, I definitely think they have local wines as well, and they're really great caterers, really nice ladies. So I would go to the Eat Figs Not Pigs Facebook page probably to keep up to see when those Eventbrite tickets go on sale. Their last event sold out in 8 hours, I think. They're on sale now? Okay, so don't hesitate.
On that note, this lovely woman here wants to know whether you said future festivals or future vegetables.
Festivals with vegetables. Yes. So yeah, future festivals. We'll be able to close off just this one block if we want, or we'll be able to close off the entire space. The other feature here is that where that stoplight is down the way will be the front door of the high-speed rail station. So we moved that to be in the center of where we want people to come in and experience our downtown.
In an earlier tour, you mentioned that there may be a possibility for upstairs dining.
Yeah.
Is that still viable, or is that
Sure.
what's
happened? That's another location that I think would be a perfect place for a rooftop restaurant or bar.
Are any of the current restaurants looking at that as a possibility? Or
Well, I keep throwing it out there, so I'm a fisherman, so I keep throwing it out in the eventual hope that someone will take my bait. So, but I don't stop fishing.
Where are they putting the big art installation? I know they voted on this big art installation. Is it here in Mariposa?
Yes, so there was a National Endowment for the Arts grant that Fresno received, and the artist was selected a few months ago, and that has to be in place by the end of the year. So it will run along the Mariposa Street side of Mariposa Plaza.
Are they going to keep the walkway open, the underground walkway?
The underground walkway will still be open, but you'll also be able to cross at the street level too, which is what most people were doing, running across the street. So there's an actual stoplight there now, and there will be pedestrian marking on the street, so you'll just be able to cross over. Yep, and the bus rapid transit that's been disrupting your lives on Blackstone and Ventura. We'll have a stop right here, so you'll be able to get off the BRT and again be right in the center of your downtown. Bus rapid transit will be a fast way to get across town They have more service, so I think it's every 10 or 15 minutes. And the coolest thing of all is that the lights always turn green for the BRT buses, so they never have to stop at a stoplight. So that'll be another way to get people to and around our downtown. Miranda? Yeah.
I just wanted to know if the current farmers market is still going to stay down there, or is it going to come back off over here?
Good question. So the Kern Street Farmers Market, the market on Kern, we don't have any plans to change that, but I'm in the process with our marketing committee right now developing our 2018 events, and I would very much like to have a Sunday morning market downtown. It's something we don't have anywhere in the Central Valley right now. They're very popular in other cities, so if we can have a Sunday morning market, it gives it really helps our businesses that are down here. It gives them an additional boost on Sunday. The restaurants get an additional brunch boost out of it. We're increasing access to fresh fruits and vegetables. There's a lot of good about doing that, and a lot of people post-church can come down and get their fruits and vegetables for the week. So, and there's not another one in the region, so we're not competing with an existing market that way. Right, it gives them a reason to expand their hours. Exactly right. So if we, the other event that I'll be proposing is that we do a Thursday night street closure to get the businesses to open up out on the street and again supply more foot traffic. So if you're Los Panchos, you would kind of expect to be busy on Friday and Saturday night normally. They're the busiest times of the week. But if now we can give you a busy Thursday night and we can give you a busy Sunday morning, we're helping to develop that business model for the entertainment kinds of businesses that we want to see happen and help them thrive. So the whole idea with events is to bring people down here to support the businesses. Because that's what's going to ultimately determine our success. And we do the events to really prime the pump for that, but ultimately it's the businesses that create the life in the downtown. We're good? All right. Isn't that a nice, cool morning?